The Study of a Spider by John Warren, 3rd Baron De Tabley, 1835 to 1895. From holy flower to holy flower, thou weavest thine unhallowed bower. The harmless dewdrops, beaded thin, ripple along thy ropes of sin. Thy house a grave, a gulf thy throne, affright the fairies every one. Thy winding sheets are grey and fell, imprisoning with nets of hell the lovely births that winnow by, winged sisters of the rainbow sky. Elf darlings, fluffy bee-bright things, and owl-white moths with mealy wings, and tiny flies as gauzy thin as air was shut electrum in. These are thy death spoils, insect ghoul, with their dear life thy fangs are foul, thou fellow anchorite of pain, who sittest in a world of slain. Hermit, who tunest song unsweet to heaving wing and writhing feet, a glutton of creation's sighs, miser of many miseries, toper whose lonely feasting chair sways in inhospitable air. The board is bare, the bloated host drinks to himself toast after toast. His lip requires no goblet brink, but like a weasel must he drink. The vintage is as old as time, and bright as sunset, pressed and prime. Ah, venom mouth and shaggy thighs, and paunch grown sleek with sacrifice, thy dolphin back and shoulders round, coarse, hairy as some goblin hound, whom a hag rides to Sabbath on, while shuddering stars in fear grown wan. Thou palace priest of treachery, and thou type of selfish lechery, I break thy toils around thy head, and from their gibbets shake thy dead. Okay, this is a poem by John Warren. He's the 3rd Baron De Tabley, or Lord De Tabley. Let's see, he was a poet, he was a botanist, he was a coin collector as well. Let's see, he went to Eton College, Oxford. He went to Eton College and then to Christ College, Oxford. He was a friend of Lord Tennyson as well. So what's this about? Well, this poem is about the spider. And this poem, it's saying how much he detests spiders. He says that they are hunters of all of the beautiful insects, and he sees all of these beautiful creatures being destroyed, and he characterizes the spider as a drunkard, effectively as a murderer. From holy flower to holy flower, thou weavest thine unhallowed bower. So here the tone starts very clearly. The flowers are holy, but the spider's web, the bower, the place of the spider is unhallowed, is unholy. So you make your unholy web from flower to flower. The harmless dewdrops, beaded thin, ripple along thy ropes of sin. So you've seen in the morning how there is dew on the spider's web, and the this is describing the little dewdrops on the ropes of sin, the threads of the spider's web. Thy house a grave, a gulf thy throne, affright the fairies every one. So the house that you live in, your web is a grave. It's a grave of dead animals. The throne that you live on is like a mass tomb. And this frightens the fairies. This frightens the fairies, because the fairies are flying, like flying insects. And I think he's likening the fairies to all the beautiful flying insects. Thy winding sheets are grey and fell. So a winding sheet is the cloth that a dead body is wrapped in. And the winding sheets that you use are grey and terrible. And this is referring to the victims of the spider that have been caught and wound up in threads to be kept. And this is the grey winding sheets. Imprisoning with nets of hell, the lovely births that winnow by, winged sisters of the rainbow sky. So you imprison with your nets, with your net of hell, the lovely insects, the lovely winged sisters that fly past. To winnow is to put the seeds in a tray and to throw them into the air, and the seeds come down and the husk, the shell of the seeds is blown away, and they are winnowing by, they are flying by. So you put into nets of hell the lovely newborn insects from the rainbow sky that are flying by. Elf darling, so beautiful elves, fluffy creatures, bee bright things that are bright colours like the bees, and owl white moths with mealy wings, and a moth with mealy, with dotted wings, and tiny flies, so tiny little flies in your net, as gauzy thin as air were shut electrum in, and tiny flies with thin gauzy wings, that the same that you might find shut into amber. Electrum is amber. If you remember Jurassic Park, there are insects, there are mosquitoes in the amber, so shut into the amber. So these are the tiniest little creatures that could easily have been shut into amber. These are thy death spoils, insect ghoul. So these are the spoils, the product of your work. You're a ghoul. You are a foul creature. With their dear life, thy fangs are foul. So your fangs, your teeth, you use them to bite these creatures, to poison them, and your teeth are foul by taking their life. Thou felon anchorite of pain. So a felon is a criminal, and an anchorite is somebody who locks themselves away. A hermit. We hear the hermit in a second. So you're a hermit who, a criminal hermit who likes to call pain, who sitteth in a world of slain. So you sit in a world of the dead, of the slain. Hermit who tunest song unsweet to heaving wing and writhing feet. So you're the hermit whose song is the wings, the heaving wings, the moving thing, the writhing feet of the insects dying in your net. Okay, so your song is is playing on the strings of your spider's web, and this song is the writhing feet and wings of the dead. a glutton of creation's size, miser of many miseries. So you're a glutton of creation, you eat all of creation. Yeah, you are a miser, you hoard, you keep misery, so you keep all of the misery of death in your web. Toper, whose lonely feasting chair sways in inhospitable air. Toper here, he's referring to him as an alcoholic, a drunkard. So drunkard whose chair is swaying in inhospitable air. So this is he's saying that the spider is an alcoholic who lives in this web that is moving backwards and forwards. He lives alone. The board is bare, the bloated host drinks to himself toast after toast. So he's waiting for more. The inflated host is drinking toast after toast. This is the alcoholic or the spider. But he's not drinking alcohol, he's drinking blood. His lip requires no goblet brink, but like a weasel must he drink. So the spider, he doesn't require a glass filled to the brim, but he drinks like a weasel. A weasel is an animal that is a hunting animal that sucks the blood of its animals. So this spider sucks the blood of his victims. The vintage is as old as time and bright as sunset, Preston time. So the vintage is old as time. The vintage is blood. The wine is blood. And this blood is as bright as the sunset, as the red sunset, and it's ready, and it's the best, it's full of life. And then we change. Venom mouth and shaggy thighs. So poison mouth and hairy legs, and paunch and stomach grown sleek, grown smooth with the sacrifice of your victims. Thy dolphin back and shoulders round. So you round shoulders and the back like a dolphin. Round, coarse, hairy. So the coarse hair on your back as some goblin hound. So as a dog of the goblins, whom a hag rides to Sabbath on. So some magical goblin dog where a witch is riding to her evil meeting on the Sabbath, while shuddering stars in fear grow wan, thou palace priest of treachery. So the stars are shuddering, are trembling in fear. The stars grow white, trembling in fear of you. Thou palace priest of treachery, you murderous priest of treachery. Thou type of selfish lechery. So you desire, it's some sort of sexual desire to murder creatures. I break the toils around thy head, and from their gibbets take thy dead. And suddenly here the speaker intervenes, and he breaks the spider's web. I break the toils around thy head. So I break the spider's web, and from their gibbets take thy dead. The gibbet is the place where somebody is hung and executed. So I break your spider's web and cut the dead down from the place where they're hanging up for everyone to see. So as you can see from this, he really detests the spider. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. The Study of a Spider by John Warren.